Can distractions lead to trauma? Hello, and welcome to today's insight. Now, the answer is yes, it can. And the trauma is a trauma of self disappointment. Being like, I had all this time. I could have done all this much stuff. I could have done XYZ, but I didn't. I chose to do this instead. Now, the this that I'm referring to is that thing that has occupied your mind more often that you where when you could have actually put in the work to do that thing that you wanted to do. Now, I have an interesting way of looking at it. I feel like all the distractions that you allow yourself to get to do are actually something that will help you get to your ultimate goal. But you need to think of it in the right way and put in the right box, in the right headspace for you to be able to get something out of it. So that when you are in front of something that you are annoyed with, what you actually really need to do is just change your perception about it, and that will actually help you create something much, much better. But you need to be able to be in a space where you can reframe it so that you can see all that wonderful deliciousness that might actually come from that one thing that you are, beating yourself about. I want to remind you guys that I will be at the Salon de Thé Bien Vivre tomorrow and Saturday, offering readings and healings. So, come and see me. Now, announcement aside, today is going to be about distractions and trauma. Now, the thing with distraction is that it's anything that might grab your attention, anything that might veer you off course, anything that might actually make you slow your process down. Okay. And now my coaches, JT Fox and Chris Dedean, both of them are very, very male oriented. And I actually saw something today that made me think that, yes, women work differently. We need to operate differently in regards to what we're doing. Now, the key component here is that it's not men and women. The distinction is not between men and women. The distinction is between the energy that you're in, right? So in some situations, yes, you are in a male mentality about that thing that you're doing. In other things that you do, you're in a feminine energy in regards to what you're doing. And so you just need to know that whichever mentality that you are in while doing that thing, you need to utilize it to the fullest of your potential, to the fullest of its potential, for you to get the most out of that thing as you possibly can. Alright? So, the important thing here is not to beat yourself up because of the fact that you can't sit down and do something like, your father has told you, your teachers have told you, and all those things that you just cannot put in your mind to actually sit down and do something. But if that thing is in regards to standing and doing something for a long period of time, you can do very easily. That also works. Now, both of these are in a male headspace, which is not something bad. It's not something good. It just is. Just like for people who find themselves in feminine energy, being more in the allowing stage, being more in the attracting stage is going to be more important to you, which is not a bad or good thing. It just is what it is. It is how you operate. That is the most important thing. And also, you need to understand that when you figure out how you are acting in a certain situation is going to be more detrimental than anything. For example, in regards to my love life, I'm very, I'm very, I'm a go-getter. I go for it. And that's a very masculine headspace to be in. Now, I'm a girl, okay? And I'm not a very masculine girl. I'm a very feminine girl. Or at least I want to say so. So, the headspace that would best match me in my love life, would be a feminine one, which is the thing that I need to learn throughout the years. Okay? Now, on the other side, okay, in regards to business, the fact that I was raised in a business family is of very big importance also, because that my parents have instilled in me the go-getter, the assertive attitude, the confident side, which shows when I give a handshake. It shows. People feel it in my handshake. I give a strong and firm handshake. Sometimes, for some people, it's too overbearing, which is fine. It happens. It's not that big of a deal. But generally, I exude confidence, which is felt and experienced by the people around me, which is a good thing. In business, not so much in relationship. At least not in my case, because I would like to attract someone who is firm, who is confident in themselves, and so I need to be able to play more of the soft, feminine side, which is something that I need to learn the hard way to do. But all this to say, how are those two concepts interconnected? Okay, so I mainly talked about distractions leading to trauma. And then I talked about you figuring out the headspace you are approaching a specific situation is. And if you allow yourself to get distracted while figuring out what it is that is not actually working to your full benefit, that can actually cause the trauma of time. You missing out, you taking too long, you not being able to, step up to the plate fast enough. So everything in a way is interconnected. Being able to read yourself, being able to understand what it is that you do, how you do it, so that you can then turn around and change it for the right thing is going to make a massive difference. So, what I want you guys to think about is there somewhere in your life that you are being too assertive or too confident or too much masculine energy when you should actually be in your feminine, receptive energy, and vice versa? Is there something where you are being too feminine in regards to a situation when in actuality you need to be more masculine? Okay? For example, me having reshaped myself to be more feminine, more soft in my love life would mean that I need a more forthcoming, a more assertive man in love. So, is there something you need to tweak for you to actually get full benefit from? Ponder that.